This one just got dropped off. Their customer set. It kind of shudders, has a misfire, and idles really rough. So we're going to kind of go through all the basics. We've worked on this one before. Let's go ahead and start up and see what it sounds like. It was towed here, but he said it does run. It just doesn't run very well. Starter hangs up. You heard that noise right there? That was the starter hanging up. It's definitely got a misfire. Literally sounds like it's running on 3 cylinders.
It's flashing the check engine light already too, so it's definitely noticing it.
Okay. We confirmed it was number 2 misfiring, so what we're doing is switching number 1 and 2 and see if the misfire goes to the next cylinder, saying it's a coil. Yep. Removing number 1 tells us, yeah, it followed it, so it's probably a coil. We're going to basically do like a full maintenance thing. We're going to do a valve adjustment. The car has 200,000 miles on it, so we're going to replace all the coils with just a used set. We've got a real low mileage set. It's going to save him a little bit of money. Take the injectors out, check them, clean them. Also, the spark plugs haven't been replaced as long as he's on the car, and he's had it since 2005, so we're going to go ahead and put a set of plugs in it. We'll check the air filter, we'll do an oil change. The starter hangs up, as you heard, and again, 200,000 miles, it'd be a good idea to do that at the same time. And then because the car started missing, he's been basically sitting outside, we're gonna go ahead and give it a wash once the weather warms up. It's in the 50s right now, so not right now, maybe the end of the day when the sun's up, we'll go ahead and give it a wash, make it look a little nicer for him. You know what, we might have, if we have a better valve cover than this, George, didn't we just get one in? Yeah, his valve cover looks like crap. We have a valve cover that just came in. It came in as a core. If I remember, it was pretty nice. So right here, we took this off a customer's car, and he said it was, actually, you know what? We have a nice one than that. There we go. So we took this off a customer's car. We put a new black one on there, and this one was in really good shape. We didn't pay anything for it. It's obviously just a core. So we're just going to go ahead and replace it for him for free. This is the newer style, so it has the PCV that screws in. It's the metal style, which is better than the one he had. This is plastic, and as soon as we touched it, I mean, it broke. I mean, they're pretty fragile, so he's gonna get an updated PCV. It needs it anyway, so it'll look a whole lot nicer than that one. The spark plugs are really bad, so I don't think they've been changed since he's had the car, like you said. We're changing the coil clips because the old ones were broken. It's something that's really common. They get dry rotted and they're fragile, they fall off and break apart, so replacing those, we do carry those in the store. We have them as a set. Like I said, we're going to replace the starter. See how bad this one is, and again, it's 200 and something thousand miles. We are going to do a full clean on the injectors. This is just what they look like. We're going to clean the outside, of course, before we do anything else. All back together, injectors are clean, new plugs, valve adjustment, a few O-rings that we found that needed to be replaced, new starter. We should be good now. And of course, fresh oil change. I'm ready when you are. No more drag. Nice. That sounds like a bad pulley. Oh yeah. That is a really bad pulley on the top. You hear it? It's a trick I used. My dad showed me this when I was about 8 years old. You're going to put your ear to this part of the screwdriver, stick the tip to where you think the noise is coming from. It'll tell you immediately. The bolt on the middle is not spinning. Do not touch the outer portion of the pulley. This part is not spinning. You're going to put this on here, and I'm going to transmit it to the phone. You ready? That's basically what you're gonna hear, but that pulley is bad. So we did a how-to video, but this is the pulley that we're removing right here. This is reverse thread, which means you will turn it counterclockwise to tighten it. So it's the backwards from you're used to seeing. I'm gonna put this down in order it came out, just so you can see it. This is the way it's gonna look. This right here, this is the way the pulley bearing goes. So it's basically gonna push the pulley out this way. So when this is on that aluminum bracket, it transmits and it's much noisier. So we sell the pulley bearing in the store. Check it out, LHTperformance.com. We sell the bearing. It is a Nachi bearing. It's the best bearing that there is. Go ahead and buy that. This is the easiest way to get it out. So we have a piece of stainless tube right here. It's 2-inch diameter. Use a 1/2-inch extension. This is one, as you see, that we use a lot, hence why the end is smashed in. Pay attention to where this looks right here. This bearing, when you can see the outer shell, trashed. Yeah, there's our nice new nut right there. There we go, the new bearing is in. Remember, this faces you. The dust cover and the bolt is going to go on this way, and then it's going to install back right there. All right, new pulley installed. Let's take a listen. Should be a bit smoother. Hear the difference? So much better. That cover looks better. That's one of those free upgrades. We didn't pay for it, so we're not charging for it. So if you end up leaving us a valve cover because you get one of our powder coated ones, don't feel bad. We are going to repurpose it. Somebody is going to make use of it, and it's going to make someone happy. There we go. This one should run a whole lot better. We're going to warm it up, look over the fuel trends, make sure it's happy. But that one sounds so much nicer. He's going to be happy with that one. So as bad as this thing is, we've got to give it a wash. Look at this thing. It looks like pollen for days. So we're going to give this a quick bath, just so it looks better. When he picks it up, it's going to feel a whole lot better about it. Look how cool these wheels are, by the way. I showed these on the last time it was in here. BC forged, extremely light, and they look really cool. This is pocketed right here. Look at that. Very, very thin right there, but a really cool look. Super lightweight forged wheel. All right, let's get the washing gear out. Big difference. Go ahead and blast it all first. Get all this yuck off it. That's one of those little things we don't charge for, but makes the customer feel a whole lot better. If you make your customer happy, he'll do all the advertising for you. Not to mention, send you coffee cards. It's one of those little things. That's why we don't pay for coffee. It's people that get things back and go, wow, I feel so much better after you guys worked on it. Here's a coffee card, which we so gladly accept and appreciate. All right, we'll dry it out, pull it outside. We'll give you a walk around one more time. What a difference now. It's clean. Look at the color. It's got a really, really cool pearl blue to it, almost like a purple. It's like a tinge, and it goes really well with these wheels. I don't know what this is, but it's almost like a blue pearl over black. Very cool. Now it's clean. You can really see it. Doesn't look like it was painted in the door jambs. Very cool. I'm sure he's going to be excited.
All right, so today's job is this. We have oil change, trans fluid change, some shifter bushing, shifter springs, and a shift boot to do. And this guy, that guy, he's not even supposed to be here today.
He's not even supposed to be here today.
But this is, yeah, this is what we're working on. And then we have an S2000 coming in for a power steering box, but we'll just get that plugged in and see if it works.
Did you mention the S2000 wheels?
Yeah, they look good.
Don't they suit that car? The question is, are the front wheels or back wheels?
What's the tire size? There's a 225 in the front.
Yeah, 245 in the back.
So the front and rear.
So, might be better. Actually, if the fit though, I mean the you know the.
It's got a spacer in the back to make that one fit.
Yeah, they're pretty darn flush though.
Yeah, it looks good.
I like that. That looks good on there. The AP1 wheels seem to look good on Civics and Del Sols. You notice that? We saw Del Sol with those wheels and it looked like it matched it.
I've actually seen the AP1s on an 8th gen. It didn't look bad.
Wow. Can't go wrong with S2000 parts.
Nope. All right, some of that stuff goes under the hood. This is going to be under the hood. These will be under the hood. Those are in the interior. And then that's going in the interior. And of course, those are buried in there. So, you know, the 8th gens and the 9th gens, you have this plastic cowl. You've got a big metal cowl across there. All that has to come up to do the spark plugs. I'm going to do that first because all the shifter springs are underneath that air box, and that'll be easier to take out as well once that's out. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll start taking that out. We'll get down to those springs and bushings, which are way down in there. And then, like I said, we have an oil change and transmission fluid change as well to do. There's the old plugs and the new plugs. If you haven't done plugs on a 9th gen Civic, this K-Series, I believe, is the only one, except for the new one. Well, this is the first K-Series. This is the long-range plugs. And that's all the stuff you have to take off to get to them. Alright, so here's the shift selector out. Those are the springs in there, these springs. So you got to take the shift selector apart. There's a single bolt on this back side here, and when that bolt comes out, all this mechanism slide off and you get to the springs. So we'll get this taken all the way apart and then I'll show it to you again. Alright, so here's the selector apart, single bolt, the actual selector part itself, the bucket that retains the spring, the rod with all the levers on it. There's the OEM springs, and here's the upgraded springs. So once you get to this point, then you're going to take your spring and it goes on there and it rests in that groove there. And then the little spring goes on just like that. So that's how those two go on. Then you've got your bucket that retains the two springs. And then the selector goes back on. I'm going to need two hands to put that on because there's a spring in this that has to be pulled in to slide down. So I'll need two hands to do that. But that's basically what that's going to look like. Alright, everything's back together. I just put oil in it. Our Flow Tool brand funnel works on 8th and 9th gens. If you put it sideways, it'll sit right in there. Works perfect every time. I forgot to film the trans fluid. It looked all right. Put the new Honda stuff in there. It's all good. All the Acuity parts are on here. Acuity does make a pretty nice product. You just barely see them down in there. A little bit of purple. Got the shifter base bushings in there. Got the springs in the selector. Gonna get the oil cap back on here. Give it a start. Make sure everything's good. Send it on its way.
So the last video where we talked about the Motocompacto, we have the letters right here, which if I can get a close-up, they fit in that recessed area of your Motocompacto. Absolutely fantastic. We have them in black, we have them in blue and red. This is the red right here. These are selling way faster than everything else. People are digging the red. But I chose black because it kind of brings out the black here. The blue, I should have shown you those, but the blue is close to this color. It's a blue, like the LHT. Black, blue, and red. We have them in stock. LHTperformance.com. Real quick, we have some more Motocompactos coming in. I'm trying to get one put aside for Esther so she can use it to advertise the store. So look out for that. We're going to do a different wrap for hers. Hers will say something like my other ride is a Nissan Rogue or something like that. Anyway, check them out. LHTperformance.com. Black, red, or blue. I better get that phone. All right, guys, the sun is out. It feels like a completely different place when the sun's out. Look at that blue sky, random bird. Why is the moon still out? Other than that, everything's fantastic. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. George worked on Friday. I'm taking his Friday. We have to switch days. We have one Friday off a month, so the next Friday is my day to work. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your cars.